Today's hot topics: Lifetime Achievement Award, influence of the trainers in the industry, highlights from the championships,
Welcome everybody to our fourth edition of Arabian Insider here in Las Vegas. I'm Francesca Ragno.
and I'm Jeffrey Winterstein.
So today the Arabian Breeders' World Cup had all the championship, right Jeffrey?
Championship Saturday, we have Easter tomorrow, so everything got moved forward a little bit. But before we did that, one of the crowning things that Vegas does here is the Lifetime Achievement Award. This is somebody that has really contributed to the Arabian breed in a very meaningful way.
Of course, yes. The award was for Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani. Sheikh Jassim Al Thani from Al Jasmia Stud received the awards, and we created a quite nice video in which Sheikh Hamad Ali Al Thani, Helen Verdict, Judy Forbes were talking about all the history of Al Shakab and also about his Highness, the Emir. So let's enjoy the video a bit at some of the atmosphere of our day.
I remember meeting His Highness the Emir, and I was extremely impressed with him as an individual.
For me, is breeding part of art. Really, I love the horses. I don't care about what they are, breed they are from. I love them when I was young, and I would love to die with them.
So I think going forward, we're going to see the new Shakab return to the old Shakab, which changed the world.
There was nobody like that in the Arab countries. He really did step up and want to bring Qatar into the modern world, at the same time keeping the culture and the history, and definitely the history of the Arabian horse. This vision, an incredible vision, to build a magnificent Arabian horse stud farm on the site of one of the great battles that was a turning point in Qatar's history and led to the independence of the country.
And what I want everybody watching this video to understand is there was such a uniqueness about Sheikh Hamad bin Ali. Approached everything that he did with an emotional character, which I think was so unique because so many people looked at the horses in a very organized, very black and white way. And he would stop and look at a horse, and actually I knew if he loved a horse because he would actually cry over it. And I would put my hand on him and say, "Are you okay?" He said, "No, I just love this horse so much. It brought me to tears."
We are sharing the most beautiful things in the world. These horses.
So today we decided to go around and ask to all the VIP table what they think about the influence of the handler in our business. Right, Jeffrey?
Very interesting. Obviously that's changed a lot over the years, and I was really interested to hear some of the answers.
I'm here now with Manny Viheda from Valley Hockey Arabians. Manny, thank you to be here with us. So tell us, what do you think about the influence of the handlers nowadays in our business?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very good friends with a lot of the handlers. David Boggs, Michael Byatt, Sandro Pena, Rodolfo Guzzo. Their influence has been, over the years, has been, well, good and bad. As influencing you to how to breed, how to show, when not to show. But the pulse of this industry, in my opinion, are the breeders, the owners. Without the breeders and the owners, we don't have many trainers. We want to show our horses. We obviously all want to win. We obviously listen to what our trainers have to say. I'm not always in agreement, but most of the time I am. I think the fees over the years have gotten a little bit more aggressive than the market has. The owners don't mind paying the fees when the market is on an upswing and they're making money at it. It becomes a burden and it drops a lot of people out of the market. When the market is soft and flat, you have to sell horses for a small amount. But the fees for showing, and I realize they have expenses, some of the trainers have way too many horses in training to get the proper results. But that's their livelihood and it's business, and I understand business. So I think for the most part, our trainers have been a good influence on our breed and on our owners. In some cases, like every industry, there have been some that are just, they're in it for profit and for motivation and for sales. Other than that, I think we have a pretty good industry.
I think here in the U.S. it's been going on for a number of years, maybe even as much as 20 or 30 years. Started kind of going that way in the 80s sometime. I think that also will be the future. I think what's really important for the breeders is to maintain the identity so that they are making decisions for what they prefer, for not just show arena decisions, and keeping bloodlines at least spread out enough to where we don't get it so tightened down that we have nowhere else to go. So I think that it will continue that way for the future, but I do believe it's important that the breeders maintain their identity in decision making for breeding horses.
It's a fact of life. The handlers have always been very influential. In the United States, the business is controlled by the trainers. Is this good for the breed? In my opinion, is not good. But who cares about my opinion? The trainers make breeding decisions for the breeders. So because when they do that, they are committed to honor their advice, maybe for the long run with the product that results from the breeding. Trainers run the business. That's how it is.
Well, I think we are involved from the breeding to the foaling, growing up, preparing and showing those horses and marketing them. We have a good part of it. We don't have the major part. I believe the major part is still the breeder and the owner, but we have a good part of the success of any horse. Having a professional training barn, we have access to different bloodlines, and consequently we can see what those bloodlines produce. Yeah, we can help with that. So I believe some ones maybe help them too much, but I think we can help because we live that 24/7.
Well, I think that especially over the last 20 or 30 years, the handlers have become very, very much a driving force behind what horses get bred, where they get sold to, and everything. And now, since the world has become so small, it's so much of an international event. The influence is very strong, and so I think it's very important for breeders to pay attention to the entire picture of what you're trying to do and the good of the breed. The trainers. So it's very important for them to be well schooled in what they're doing and making sure they make good advice for the people. And obviously they do wonderful things for so many people that have other jobs to do, so they cannot spend the time that they do. And they can make a horse that is totally unknown into something that's worldwide known simply because the fact that they travel so much.
Well, I think the influence of the handlers has been very important, very progressive over the years. I started out, my family is breeders. My father started breeding Arabian horses in the early 60s, 1961. So our program is over 50 years now. And since that time, the breeders were in charge of shows like this. The breeders got together and made the show in Scottsdale, Arizona, and all grouped together. And through the years, the breeders, I don't know if they aged, but the breeders hired trainers. And then the trainers became professional trainers, so it was a progression. And as the industry progressed through the 80s, there became more and more professional trainers, and as the new people came into the industry, they looked to the trainers for their advice on breeding, on marketing, on which shows to attend. And so the trainers have been very, very influential. In my opinion, the breeders are absolutely the most important, and the breeders, the old breeders, like ourselves that have been in it for years, really have taken a leadership role in the last 15, 20 years. We, the breeders that organize and put on a show like the Arabian Breeders' World Cup, but we rely on the trainers to bring their training horses and their clientele with them. And I think today, if you look around the world, you see many of the Middle Eastern or the European, they are all have a trainer or a former trainer for farm managers to help them select their horses, to help them decide on which shows to go to and which horses maybe to market and which ones to breed their mares to, which stallions.
Arabian Breeders' World Cup here in Las Vegas is finished. We had a really exciting championships. Let's get right to it. Let's start with the yearling fillies. Omel Aradidi, she actually pulled it off. She was second in her qualifying class, and she came in to win the gold medal with Ted Carson. Karima Albadayar, who beat her in her qualifying class, won the silver medal, and then it was Saranza, another Khan's Albadayar daughter, was bronze medal, and she was actually the highest scoring yearling filly at the show. The Enzo son, Enzino PCF, he won the yearling colt championships. Lucius G.A. of Gemini, shown by Rodolfo Guzzo, the black colt, was the silver medal. And then the bronze medal, bred by Raydon, just recently purchased by Al Sakran Stud, he was the bronze champion. For the junior mares, the beautiful gray Fanatica, the gray Egyptian mare, beautiful head, she won with David Boggs, the gold medal. The silver medal went to Jahania Al Jassimia with Giacomo for Al Jassimia Stud. And then the bronze medal was Diana with Sandro, the beautiful gray mare. In the Junior Colt Championships, it was all about the Brazilian sire, El Tino. He sired the champion, Royal Assad. He also sired the bronze medalist, Dominus Arabco, who's owned by Brazilians. The silver medal was the Nadim Al Arab for Al Jassimia stud. In the mare championships, the highest point-winning female, Ghazala Al Shahania, took the gold medal with Michael Bayat for Al Shahania stud of Doha, Qatar. Arwa Al Jassimia took the silver medal, and the Brazilian mare FT Havana El Kiev won the bronze medal. I have to give a shout out to Robin Hopkins of Al Jassimia stud. She showed Aurora Al Jassimia, who was U.S. National Top 10 Hunter Pleasure mare in the Open. She showed her socks off in the finals, and absolutely fantastic. In the Stallion Championships, it was a surprise for nobody. Fadi Al Shakab with Michael Bayat took the gold medal for Al Shakab stud. The silver medal went to LD Pistal for Midwest and David Boggs. How many championships is this horse going to win? The bronze medal was the Australian horse, Sir Charmed FF. Fantastic job.
Rory O'Neill for Arabian Insider here at the Las Vegas World Cup, sitting with my good friend Ted Carson. Just came out gold yearling filly with Amel El Ayodaidi. Ted, when it got down to you and Michael, they counted down from 10, 9, 8, 7, and so on. They called the third place, the bronze horse out. The two of you are staring at each other. You were first and second in the preliminary round. What was going through your head?
Well, you know, my headache is actually just finally leaving. It was pounding. It wasn't the heart pounding. My head, boom, boom. So it was, you know, an amazing moment. And we knew we had to rectify the day before, and she just didn't have a great outing. And she went out there and gave her heart. So
today she looked a little stronger, a little more confident. Obviously, her first horse show with Michael's filly. Beautiful filly, won Scottsdale. She'd already been around the block a little bit, a little more experience.
Right.
Did you have more horse today?
Yeah, she was ready. We could feel she'd relaxed finally through the week. We brought her out here early this morning to make sure she was relaxed. It was the first day all week she'd felt relaxed. So we were, you know, we brought her home from Scottsdale and from her big moment on that sale. And the owner, Pat Dempsey, said, you know, this filly can't be owned. We're her caretakers, and I'm proud to be that. So, yeah.
So what do we do with her next?
Well, you know what? I guess Paris is next on the list. But, you know, what happens in between, we're not sure. But the goal is to go to Paris this year with her.
So this championship at Las Vegas World Cup here qualifies for Paris, correct?
That is correct. Although I think Paris, the yearling fillies do not have to be qualified, but this is a great way to go in.
But you need a little momentum going into Paris. You can't just show up.
I think you're right. So this is a great win for her and well-deserved for the filly and Miss Pat Dempsey.
So does she have a police escort heading home? That's a long ways back to North Carolina tomorrow.
Yeah, Corey Burns, the police escort.
He's a big dude.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? He's been so great for us. He's been with us for almost 9 years, and he's my nephew, and he's just done an amazing job. He's learned horsemanship, started from no horsemanship, and you know he's been an amazing part of our team. So
I saw Grandpa Dave sighting. Is that true? Your father came down to the show this weekend?
Yeah, you know I hadn't seen him in probably 3 years, and so for him to be here and see the part of what we've been doing in the business and have a part of that was amazing. Yeah.
He's a great guy. Well, congratulations, Amel Ayodaidi. Forever and ever will be the Las Vegas World Cup champion gold yearling filly. Congratulations, my bud.
Thank you very much.
Here with Javier Alonso Guzman, a groom for Al Jassimia. Alonso, I saw you in another continent. Give me a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm from Mexico, and then I came to America a long time ago. While I was here in America, I was working for Andy Selman and Argent Farm. So from there, I meet people from Australia, Mr. Greg and Julie Farrell. They own a Malo Arabian stud. I worked there for a couple years, over 4 years. And then now I come here to Vegas to enjoy the show with Al Jassimia Farm, which is an amazing experience.
How does it feel to come from Europe here in USA to work for Michael?
It's part of my dream come true, and it's been an amazing time so far. So let's see if the last class of the day can top it off.
Are you learning so much?
Oh, unbelievable! Michael's a very experienced handler and horseman, so I've learned a lot from him.
What's it like to groom in Vegas? What's it like to live in the hotel with the horses right underneath you?
It's an amazing experience, honestly, because like to come here to Vegas, you see a lot of great horses, and you see people from overseas, all over the world. And you know, like we work really hard. All the groomers, we work like over 12 hours a day. We are tired, but really enjoy our job, you know. And when we come here and see our horses in the middle of the ring, it's the adrenaline just come out of nowhere. And honestly, that's amazing. You know, you forget about everything. You don't feel hungry. You don't feel tired. You just like get into it because we are here for the horses and we love our job. And it's amazing. I love to be here because people like you people like from another country. Like I say, it's amazing just to get involved in this business.
What to be, behind the scene means, especially in a show like Vegas?
What's it mean? Oh, it does everything. Watching all of our hard work come to light when the horses, everything that we've worked up for, and they hopefully get a prize for it.
It's incredible. It's a big experience. So.
Now you got to get a horse ready for the next championship, don't you?
I actually have to get a horse ready for the next one. So yeah, I will be running after here.
Good luck, brother.
Thank you very much, sir. It was nice to see you here, and I hope to see you in our country soon.
Which is your favorite horse of your stud?
Equator.
Equator? Why?
Yeah. Everything. His personality, his macho-ness when he's fluffy, but then, you let him down and he's a pocket pony. I ride him and he's just the best.
I think
love
you're
him.
so lucky that you can enjoy
Yeah. He's my heart. I love him.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for watching us. I really hope you enjoyed our Arabian Breeders' World Cup show here in Las Vegas.
I know we had a pleasure to be here. This is the first time Arabian Insider has been at this show. It was pretty exciting. We saw some great horses.
It was such an amazing experience, and we really want to thank all the organizers and all the support, also all our sponsors, Al Shakab Stad, GTEX, Gemini, Arabians and Dubai Stad, and all the other ones. So we're really pleased to be here at the show, right?
Right. And we will see you next time. I'm Jeffrey Winterstein.
I'm Francesca Ragno for Arabian Insider. See you soon.